The global economy is cracking. Not slowing down. Not cooling off, cracking. Behind the headlines of growth forecasts and central bank speeches, entire nations are quietly slipping toward collapse. Currencies are losing value overnight. Governments are drowning in debt. Citizens are losing faith in their leaders, and sometimes in their future. And here's the uncomfortable truth: 2025 could be the breaking point. Some countries are already in freefall. Others are one bad shock away from chaos: a spike in oil prices, a failed election, a debt default, or a sudden loss of investor confidence. Today, we're exposing the 10 countries most at risk of economic and political collapse in 2025. These aren't random picks. They are nations where weak governance, crushing debt, inflation, and social unrest are colliding at the worst possible moment. And stay until the end, because number 2 is a country most people still believe is safe. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, because stories like these shape the future we're all living in. Number 10. Laos. Laos may look calm on the surface, but underneath, the pressure is immense. This small Southeast Asian nation is trapped in a dangerous debt spiral, much of it tied to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Public debt now exceeds 88% of GDP, an alarming figure for a developing economy with limited export power. Mega projects like the China-Laos Railway improved infrastructure, but at a massive cost. Revenue hasn't matched repayments. Foreign currency reserves are running dangerously low. To survive, the government has imposed import controls, restricting everything from fuel to food. The result? The Laotian kip has lost nearly 50% of its value. Inflation is crushing household budgets. Imported essentials are becoming unaffordable. Tourism, once a lifeline, still hasn't fully recovered. And with foreign investors pulling back, Laos is increasingly dependent on China for survival. That dependency limits economic freedom and political flexibility. If Laos fails to restructure its debt or diversify its economy, 2025 could trigger a full-blown fiscal crisis, with social unrest not far behind. Number 9. Sudan. Sudan isn't just struggling, it's unraveling. A brutal civil war has shattered the country's economy, infrastructure, and social fabric. More than 7 million people have been displaced, creating one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Agriculture, once the backbone of Sudan's economy, has collapsed. Food insecurity is rampant. The currency has effectively imploded. Inflation is running in triple digits. Foreign companies have fled. Factories stand empty. Investment has vanished. Even if fighting stopped tomorrow, rebuilding would take decades. But peace talks keep failing. Without stability, Sudan risks becoming a permanently failed state, one unable to feed, govern, or protect its people. Number 8. Lebanon. Lebanon's collapse didn't happen overnight. It's been a slow-motion economic disaster, now reaching a terrifying new phase. Since 2019, the Lebanese pound has lost over 98% of its value. Savings have been wiped out. Banks restrict people from accessing their own money. The World Bank calls it one of the worst economic crises since the 1800s. Electricity blackouts last most of the day. Hospitals are barely functioning. Teachers, doctors, and professionals are fleeing the country. Political paralysis has frozen reforms. Corruption remains untouched. For many Lebanese, hope has been replaced by survival. And without a functioning government, 2025 may finally push Lebanon beyond recovery. Number 7. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's 2022 crisis shocked the world, but recovery remains fragile. Food prices are still over 25% higher than last year. Foreign reserves are thin. The currency remains vulnerable. The government is trapped. Raise taxes and cut spending, right-pointing arrow, public outrage. Ease austerity, right-pointing arrow, IMF funding at risk. Tourism hasn't fully bounced back. Imports remain expensive. Political unrest simmers beneath the surface. One external shock could be enough to ignite another collapse. Is Sri Lanka recovering, or just delaying the inevitable? Number 6. Iran. Iran's economy has been under pressure for years, but 2025 looks especially dangerous. Inflation is near 50%. Youth unemployment is massive. The rial continues to fall. Sanctions limit exports. Foreign investment is minimal. Oil revenues are restricted. Over 60% of Iranians now live in economic hardship. Currency controls haven't worked. Import restrictions hurt consumers. Without sanctions relief or major reforms, Iran's economic pressure cooker may finally explode. Number 5. Argentina. Argentina is flirting with disaster, again. Inflation has surpassed 200%. The peso is collapsing. People rush to banks, fearing another freeze. Debt repayments loom. IMF negotiations drag on. Drought has crushed agricultural exports, the country's main source of dollars. Capital flight is accelerating. Protests are growing. Argentina has survived crises before, but 2025 may test its limits like never before. Number 4. Bolivia. Bolivia rarely makes collapse lists, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. Gas revenues are falling. Reserves are shrinking. Inflation is rising. The economy remains over-dependent on natural resources. Political polarization scares investors. Elections add uncertainty. If confidence breaks, Bolivia could slide quickly, and quietly, into recession. Number 3. Turkey. Turkey is walking an economic tightrope. Inflation remains crushing. The lira keeps losing value. Foreign reserves are thin. The removal of FX-protected deposits has rattled markets. Energy prices, political pressure, and structural weaknesses collide. If Turkey falls, the shockwaves would hit Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. This is not just Turkey's problem, it's a global one. Number 2. Thailand. This one surprises people. Thailand, long seen as stable, is flashing warning signs. Tourism still hasn't fully recovered. Exports are slowing. Debt is rising. Interest rate cuts may weaken the baht, fueling inflation. Political instability scares investors. Small businesses are barely surviving. If Thailand stumbles, Southeast Asia's entire supply chain could feel the impact. That's why economists are watching closely. Number 1. Venezuela. Venezuela remains the ultimate example of collapse. Hyperinflation continues. The currency is nearly worthless. Oil production is a shadow of its past. Infrastructure is decaying. Public services are failing. Over 7 million people have fled. Without massive reforms and international help, Venezuela risks becoming permanently broken. Outro. From Laos to Venezuela, these stories reveal one truth: no country collapses overnight. It starts with debt. Then currency loss. Then public anger. Then, everything breaks. In a globalized world, collapse doesn't stay local. It spreads through trade, migration, and geopolitics. If this video opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share. Because understanding the world's cracks today may help us survive tomorrow.